at creating a sort of swapped geometric shape pattern thing, and I'm going to go through the steps on how to do that. It's really quite straightforward. It's just repeating the same process over and over. To do it to begin with, though, you need to design your shapes, and you're going to do that by opening Adobe Illustrator and creating a file to work in. Now I'm going to do one very similar to what we've just seen, and as you can see, the toolbar is quite similar to what you get in Photoshop anyway. So I'm just going to hold this down and bring up the Ellipses tool, and I'm going to plot it using exact numbers. And to do that, wherever I want to place it, I'm going to right click, and I'm going to put this in as 100 millimeters and 100 millimeters. And don't worry about taking it over to Photoshop, because you can transform the shape as soon as it's in there. So I'm going to pop that down. Then I'm going to continue to create another range of shapes. So they're going to be half the size of 50 by 50 millimeters. Then, using the direct selection tool, I'm going to select my circle. I'm going to do Command C for copy and Command V for paste. Selecting that again, I'm going to repeat that process to create another set of shapes. Now, just notice with these shapes, the lines show through each other, and that's because on each of the shapes, as I click through them, you'll be able to see that down here on the colour selection, that the black outline here indicates that the outline will be black, but the white stroke with the red line is no fill. So the shapes then become see-through. Right, I'm just going to look at moving these shapes using the select tool. So I'm just going to move those, you've got to get it right on the edge, into my circle and arrange that shape. You'll notice there's little green grids that appear. That will help you line them up to make sure you've put them equally against each other, basically. Then, using my move tool again, I'm going to group them all and copy them. Now I can go over to Photoshop. Once you've got your file opened, you can then paste in your shape, your vector lines. So I'm going to do Command V. When you place it in, you want to place it in as a smart object. So that's now in there. It's auto on transform. I'm going to drag that out using the shift key to make sure that I don't change the dimensions on it. So that's now over my shape, over my image. I'm going to select that. Now, the next part of the process, you just copy it several times in the different areas. So I'm going to select onto my background layer, and I'm going to hold Command and J to duplicate that layer. So here you can see I've got background copy. Then I'm going to select my vector smart object, use the magic wand tool, and you can see the quick selection for that is just the key W. And I'm going to select an area that I want to first move around. Once that's selected, I then click on my background copy and then select layer mask. Now, if I try and move this around, what will happen is it will move just part of that image. That's not what we want. So, I've just undone that move. What you'll need to is, once you've done the layer mask, is you'll need to unchain the link between the layer mask and the original image. Then you will need to select the layer thumbnail, then go to the move tool, the shortcut for that is V, and then you can move the image around underneath. You can even use transform, which is Command T, to move that image around or resize it, for example. And there you have your first shape completed. Next, repeating the process, I'm going to use Command J to duplicate the background layer. So I've got another copy. I'm going to go onto my smart vector object. I'm going to select the magic wand tool with W, select the next area I want to select, go onto my brand new background copy, select layer mask, unclick the layer mask, select that layer's thumbnail, and access the move tool by pressing V, and then moving that image around to where I want it to go. Let's do that one more time. So now I'm happy with that. I'm going to go to my background layer again, use Command J to duplicate the layer, select my vector smart object, and then access the magic wand tool by pressing W, selecting the area I wish to move, going to my brand new background copy, accessing a layer mask and unchaining the link. selecting the layer thumbnail and accessing the move tool by pressing V. Then I can move the image to where I want it to go. You will simply then repeat this process a number of times until you arrive at your final image. It's simple as that.